Okay, welcome, welcome, you music makers. If you don't know where you are in the right place. You're at Music Maker Stage in East Nashville. We're live streaming right now for the people at home and the people here in our living room, which is our extension of our home. I'm Julie Delgado, I'm your host, and next door we have Delgado Guitars. You're in the Music Maker Stage, and we usually have another gentleman here, my co-host Tim, but he's sick, so get better, Tim. Okay, and so I'm solo, low, so put me in the driver's seat. But I want to ask for your help. We're wanting to be at the premier listening room in East Nashville, so tell your friends, tell your music friends. I got homework for you. Here's all the hashtags if you're a hashtagger. I would say put your phone away, but I'm just going to say get it out, because we would like you to post and on our Instagram, join our Facebook page, join YouTube, all that stuff. So right now we're live streaming Facebook Live and YouTube. So go to all those things. Feel free, take pictures of Kristin, post, like, follow. Okay? All right, that's your homework. Also, I'm going to introduce our awesome artist in a moment, but before I do, a little bit of housekeeping. We have complimentary beverages in the back. Tea, coffee, no, not coffee, tea, cocoa, and cider for coming out on this chilly night. I guess it's not really that chilly anymore, but they say it's going to get chilly tomorrow. So we appreciate you coming out, supporting the artists. And I say it's an extension of our home because it is. My husband is a third-generation luthier, and the shop is behind that wall there. And we've had this space since spring of 2019. And it's a performance space. It's a rental space. It's for get-togethers and whatnot. Also, I want to remind you to support the artists and our businesses as well with merch. We got T-shirts. We got hats. Kristin has her music here. Please take it home. If you want to get information for future shows, you can do the old-fashioned way, old school, and give me your email over there on paper. Or go to our website. We got a calendar. We got shows coming up twice a month on Friday nights. And if you want to be on the e-blast, make sure I get that email. What else? Before we get going here. Talked about merch. Oh, now you can silence your phones. I'm sorry? YouTube, Delgado Guitars, YouTube, and Facebook Live on Music Maker Stage. That's Music Makers with an S, because we're all music makers, right? All right, so no further ado, this is Kristin Clark. She has a new album that's called River of Mist, and it has been called Ethereal and magical and mystical and poetic, and it's all true. And I am very excited because I am solo tonight, I get to interview her, and I am very fortunate to know Kristin, and so are you, but all of you need to know her too. So we're going to get down the nitty-gritty and maybe share some information that we all don't know, even though we know her well. So her album is a calling. It's discovering parts of your soul, and it can be found on iTunes and Spotify. And please support her tonight. And we love and are very happy that you're here playing. So thank you. Okay. Yes, make her feel welcome.
Thank you so much. So we're just going to relax tonight, and we're going to cuddle in, and we're going to dream and imagine, and we're going to travel through these songs, because most of my songs come from my dreams in some way. Either I hear the melody or I hear lyrics sometimes. So the songs end up taking place in a realm that is very similar to dreams, and it's usually just a liminal space that is really ripe for healing. So it's my intention that we all travel to that space, and that maybe we rendezvous with these parts of ourself that maybe need our love and attention, or maybe with our guides and guardians, or the energies of mythic archetypes that walk with us, and that we find some treasure there, and then do the real magic, which is to bring it back. So this first song is called The Dreamer, and it is from actual dream adventures that I had maybe 20 years ago. And it also asks the question, what if we knew this were a dream? What if we knew we were dreaming and we were the dreamers? What if we knew how important it was what sort of thoughts, feelings, and beliefs we choose? What sort of dream would you choose? What would be your dream? Would you dream a dream of war, or of love, or of elephants? So what if we knew how important our little, seemingly small acts of kindness and love and courage really are? This is The Dreamer.
Traveling feet are bringing me back where I started. I have a bag of secrets and the most dazzling stones, and we'll never be parted. What if I knew I was beautiful, I was strong? My side, clutching my stones, we're in for a treacherous ride. Though I survived, my secrets all buried on me, betrayed by time and a ravenous sea. Gently wrote a spell that every stone was a seed that already knows. I'd be an angel if we knew? What if I knew this was a dream? We're all dreaming. We're all dreaming. Life is but a dream.
Thank you so much. I need some water. So this next song is, it's a dance with our shadow. So Carl Jung gave us these archetypes of the collective unconscious, and the shadow is one of them. The shadow is that part of ourselves that we would want to repress or banish, or that we hate and don't want to be a part of us. But I think the more that we try to just be what is of the light, what is loving and positive and pure, that then our shadow can become just way too powerful and perverse. So this song is sung from the point of view of the cast out shadow. And she is pleading with the light to let her in, to see her for who she really is, and to dance with her in this crazy divine dance. This is my soul.
On a winter's night, 'neath the waning moon, I stole down to the cabin. In the hours between even the guardian's dream, and I searched for you. I hold open yours for my sin, a burden bed of sorrow, where the silkies cry their mournful song. Will you meet me there, my soul? Do you feel this flesh? Are we night and day, never bound for meeting? Don't you feel this heart within your chest? Is my heart beating? Love has pitched my hair like the raven's wing, flies wild in a storm. I erase the shore with its ghostly lore in pure delight. As you sleep, my love, with a tear-stained cheek, your skin glows as the new moon. I draw you near, and I cry your tears, till the well is dry, my soul. Do you feel this rage? You can't cast me out, but we are bound for meeting. Don't you feel flower. As you dance, I dance, as shadows dance. Every step in time with you, my soul. Every step in time with you, my soul. Every step in time with you, my soul.
So this next song it came from a dream, partially. I was in the state between asleep and awake, which is called the hypnopompic state. And I heard a voice say, "Call your orphans." And I had no idea what that meant, but I knew that it was an assignment. And very soon after that, I was reading a book on dreams, and I came across something called soul loss, which I'd never heard of before, but it just gripped me with the power of its description. So what we call trauma and disassociation and PTSD in indigenous cultures and dreaming cultures all around the world, they call it soul loss. And in these cultures, it's believed that as we journey through life and we experience pain and abuse and violation, cruelty, humiliation, in all of those moments, parts of our soul fracture off and they remain separate from us. And in these cultures, there is a shaman who is a bridge between the worlds, and they can journey us back to collect these lost soul parts. But I didn't know any shamans yet when I wrote this song. I know a lot now. So I wrote this song knowing that I had soul loss, and there's nobody I know that has not experienced soul loss. And so I knew that in order to call these parts back, that we have to be a safe home, a fun place, some place that they would want to come and stay. So that the people in our life treat us with love and respect, and we are kind to self. And from that place, we can call these little lost ones home. This is called Orphans.
I couldn't see
This next song is a prayer to Holy Mother. It's a prayer for her to hold us while we are transformational goo, and we are not yet what we're becoming, but we're no longer what we were. And it's also just, it celebrates finding our tribe and really just making friends with the heartbreak and the loneliness, because those are the things that usually set us off on the quests that bring us our real treasures. This is called O Mother. 1, 2, 3, 4. I was blown on some white cat foam. I came to find I was born to roam. Wasn't anyone who felt like home but the ravens and the shining ones. In the woods I met a dryad queen. She was sitting in her white oak tree. She said nothing's really as it seems, and everyone should sing their dreams. Found a grove of children on the run. Their faces shone like the noonday sun. They said, tell a story, sing a song. We don't know where we're running from. No mother do I have, a home wrapped in sweet grass, a wind that will blow me on as I disappear, as I become what I become. The circus train rolled in the clouds. Kings and queens were caged for fun. That night I dreamed of what would come, of elephants and big top drums. A tiger fell in love with me. They had golden eyes and dragon wings. Sometimes he was the Raven King, sometimes a man with arms to wrap me in. And oh, mother, do I have a home wrapped in sweet grass, a wind that will blow me on as I disappear. As I become what I become. I feel the steps fall in with mine. Fly ahead, some walk beside. The children and the Raven King. The white cap waves the bloom in. The tribe will have a song that bends, that fills you with its medicine. We are beginning at the end. Through heartbreak, I've found a friend. Thank you. Lizzie. Thank you so much. Now we're going to sing a song about remembering these forgotten stories of our soul. So I hope this song helps you do that. This is called The Wind.
Mist comes to see him, I've awakened a dream of Italian soldiers, waits for something. They were waiting for me. They called me in prayer, I just ruffled a hair. Their purpose of warning was not my affair, yet I did feel their sails. I was so free, I raced the dragons, and the trees called to me to stretch their branches. I would dance, soar and spin. There was no place I hadn't been. When I was the wind, I brought the hero to Troy with his great wooden horse, and the sirens and I blew him off course and died. No remorse. I'd raged from the east, turning ice with the waves, and I'd come from the west, whispering of change. Dry your eyes, it won't be the same. I was so free, I raced the dragons, and the trees called to me to stretch their branches. I was so cool on your skin. I loved you even as I brought the tempest in. After all, I was the wind. I'm walking on land, my feet sink the sand as I try to remember all that I am and what I carry. My baleful hands. What is this place? Does no one fly here? There are some birds I recognize, and the storms tell me where I've been. I was wild, I'll be wild again, as I was when I was the wind.
Thank you so much.
Hey, Kristin Clark. We're going to have a really switcheroo in a moment. We're going to have a cool interview in a second when we get these stools moved. Complimentary beverages in the back. Don't forget that. Get your tea and your cocoa and your cider. Okay, we're going to scoochy.
Okay.
Yeah. And I promised her mood lining and I forgot. Can you get that, Kylie? Sorry, Lizzie. Okay. Yeah, I got it. Thank you. I'm just going to sit up here like that. All right, so this is the living room portion. where we get to know Kristin a little bit. And I'm not texting Mom. I have notes on my phone. My mom would be, stop doing that. I'm a mom too. I say, stop doing that. Okay. So most people know you here, and I want to say, I got to say this before I forget. That's good. So Kristin and Brian were like the second couple we met in Nashville. I was just thinking about that today. I was like, whoa.
How many years ago?
We're not going to talk about it. No.
Like 17
yeah.
years ago.
So like, good friends, lovely people, you know, and I was thinking about that today. I'm like, I feel so fortunate that I know you. I mean, it sounds corny, but I do.
No, absolutely.
And what a talent, you know? I mean, most people, you know, in Nashville, like, you know, they can play guitar and, you know, they can sing and, you know, they're artistic and maybe they're a great mom and they're an entrepreneur, but she does it all.
Well, I'm not
You
an
know.
entrepreneur, but everything else.
Well, yeah.
I'm a mom.
Yes. Super mom. Okay, well, it's the official interview section. So you have a fascinating backstory. You went to Carnegie Mellon. Mm-hmm. Everybody? Clap for that. I mean, come on. That's not easy.
Carnegie Mellon.
Jeez. And then went to New York and pursued acting, which I knew, but I don't know the nitty-gritty details of that. And then you got interested in your pursuing visual art. Mm-hmm. And then, so we want to know, like, the, 2-minute version of how you got to Nashville.
Well, I got to Nashville because of my husband. And after I did the New York and the actress, and then I started painting just in my apartment between acting jobs. And that's also when I picked up the guitar just by myself in my apartment to try to sort of heal myself from what I had going on. Then I started really loving writing songs and just how they brought me to a place where I could shut out all the unkindness and be in a sort of an inner sanctuary of my soul. So I was really pursuing that, and I left New York City and I moved to LA just on a total whim and went to the guitar store on Sam Mash Boulevard in Los Angeles, and I asked the guy there what that I wanted to take guitar lessons, and he gave me Brian's name and number. So a month later, I called him, and we had our first lesson, and I fell in love with him at the first lesson. And then he was pursuing, music, which he is a accomplished musician and a PhD and all that. So we came here for him.
Okay.
Because I wasn't pursuing music. When I met him, I gave up the music because I was like, oh my God, I'm never going to get there. It's too late for me.
The wall.
So I put it away for the next about 10 or 12 years, and it's not his fault, but we raised our kids, and I was pursuing the visual arts. I was pursuing learning how to paint.
Yeah, so talk about that a little bit. Like, how did that all get going? And then, like, how does the music and the art kind of live together? Or they live separately? Like, how does that work?
So I know they want to come together. And when I would have my concerts, the first ones ever, which were only a couple of years ago, we would have them at my studio space, which is called On Track Studios, which the owner is here tonight. But so I would have my concerts there, and I'd have my paintings up on the walls. And I also try to paint my dreams as well as sing my dreams. So there's something there waiting for me to discover how to do that.
I just had a brainstorm. So have you ever been to a concert, maybe that someone else is playing, and painted at the same time? Have you ever done that?
No.
I want you to do that. Okay, everybody, I want her to do that.
So
we'll
I
have
go
a
to the
show.
concert and I paint the people that are...
You paint whatever you want.
Just paint
Like you
live.
paint when you're inspired by the music.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be cool? Like she could
I'm
paint
inspired.
off to the side here when someone's playing.
Okay, let's do that.
Let's do that. Okay, we just made a plan. Okay, April. Anyway, no, I'm silly. Okay, so and then like moving to Nashville, like did you find like kindred spirits in art and music, and how did that? Were you seeking that out, or did it just come to you, or?
I was definitely seeking the art. And that was so synchronistic how I was looking at a magazine when we were in LA, and I saw a advertisement for a gallery that was in Nashville, in Green Hills, called Richland Fine Art. And it was beautiful painting, and I thought, oh my gosh, if I could get into a gallery like that one day. But I hadn't taken any lessons yet, really. So when we moved here, I immediately sought out, I went to that gallery, and the owner, Clay Whitelaw, was so kind, and he sent me to his wife, Dawn Whitelaw, who is she's a world-renowned artist, and she mentors everybody, and she mentored me along with some other wonderful artists, Pat and Jody Thompson, who owned a gallery at the time in Franklin, and I got a job working there, sitting the gallery. So part of my salary was getting workshops and classes to learn to paint.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's cool. Yeah, I know. I've been in that place.
it was beautiful.
Yes, just on the way to get my, registration for my car.
Oh, right, yeah.
But I'd stop by. Well, cool. So I know we're talking about art and music a lot, but we're really here for the music tonight. So she has an album, The River of Mist, and then I wanted you to maybe talk a little bit about your songwriting process. And I know there's a real formula here in Nashville, but not everyone, everybody writes differently. So like, how do you approach a song, and maybe talk about like one that you maybe stands out, like that has a story, or how it originated, I guess.
Okay. Well, for me, songwriting, I don't know what the formula is, and I've never written with anyone or sought out any sort of music scene for myself in Nashville. It's been a totally solitary in my bathroom with my invisible friends. And I mean it. And there was just this longing. I'd written these songs, 10, 12 years ago. And even though I put them away because I said, well, it's too late. You can't learn to be a musician at this point. You're so old. You're 30 at that point. It was inside me sort of just waiting until the kids were a little bit older. And so I eventually just one day I told Brian, I'm like, I just really want to make a record of these songs. And I didn't think I'd write any more songs ever again because I didn't remember how I did it, because it wasn't anything that I had learned. It was just like I sat and I asked and things came. I had no idea how to write. Words came and I didn't know what I was writing about. It was very much like when you write down your dream and you don't know what the dream's about and you find the words to describe it, and then in looking at it, like, oh, I see what the message is. And so it was very much the same with the songs. I would just write down words and think, oh, I like this word with that word, and I wouldn't know what it was about, but then afterwards it had a very clear message.
Cool.
So, and then we did River of Mist because I went to my husband and I said, I just feel like I want to do a record. And so he'd been doing records for everyone else and producing a lot of people around town. And he said, okay. So it took us about 6 years, but when the boys would go to sleep, or whenever we had a minute, we would just go down into his studio and record little by little by little through the years.
Yeah. So it's a labor of love for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you feel when you're like looking at the 10 songs? It's all a package. It's done. Like,
Yeah,
it's a strange feeling.
Amazing to have him, and he's so incredibly gifted, and he knows me so well, and so he just knew exactly how to bring forth the essence of the music because he knows my essence.
Right.
He just does that anyway.
Perfect. Magically.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Well, anything else we should know about the record? I
It's-
know where we can get it.
It's
But
wonderful. It's perfect. Perfect record that's ever been made. Yes, iTunes and Spotify. And it's just it's a record of a lot of songs that I think, if that is your bent to travel and journey to non-ordinary realms for healing and adventure, that it does that. It brings you there. They're journey songs.
Cool. And just lastly, I know dreams are really important to you. You mentioned it a lot, and it's part of your record. Is there anything you tell other people, like whether either musical advice or just like if they're interested in that, like what would they kind of go on this personal journey? How would they go about doing that?
Well, I would say definitely dreams to me are just the wellspring of all creativity. And it is a place where it's a realm of soul. It's where we hear from our soul, where we maybe don't hear it so strongly in our day life. but in our dreams, their soul is talking to us. And so I would say everybody should keep a dream journal, write down their dreams, because dreams do so much. They can warn us, and we can avoid a potential reality that we don't want. I've had dreams like that, prophetic dreams. We are visited by our deceased loved ones in dreams, and we're visited by all these other beings that are with us that may show up in whatever form that means something to us in our dreams, and it's so potent.
And powerful.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, cool. I'm inspired.
Yay.
Let's start a journal. What if you don't dream? I heard if you don't go into REM, you don't dream. That's a problem, isn't it?
Your vitamin B.
Yeah.
And ask, like before bed, do dream incubation where you ask your dreams to bring you a dream of love or something fun that you'll remember, and just see what happens. And even if it's almost nothing, you wake up and you remember just a color or something, write it down. It'll mean more than you think.
Okay. All right. You have that assignment. Right. When you wake up, write that down. And answer that email before you get up in the morning, too. Just kidding. Forget about work. So, okay, we're going to hear some more music. And I'm going to remind you, don't forget, we got some, sweet drinks back there. Help yourself. This is home. My husband and I live about less than a mile from here, so it's like really, truly is an extension of our living room. I'm not kidding. I'm not joking about that. And here's all our hashtags, and I'm sure Kristin would love a tag of some of her photos on stage. So go ahead and feel free to do that, and we'll have some more music, and then I'll come back up and thank everybody and introduce our crew and the whole 9 yards. Okay? Yay. Come on up.
So at this point, honey, I don't know microphone etiquette, how to twist things. Okay. I would like to introduce the amazing Kristin Clark on guitar, my husband, my producer, arranger, and the beautiful and talented and extremely brilliant Lizzie Basuta. So this next song is really a journey song. It is an invitation to awakening, which I think most of my friends, I would call them spiritual pilgrims. And we want to awaken, awaken for the benefit of all, like the Bodhisattva prayer. But there is a price to that. And to be on that path, you have to be willing to give up all labels, everything that we label ourselves by, everything that we think we know, and everything that we cling to. This is called River of Mist. Sing as I sleep, always wake by the river of mist. Feel I am washed, and a white stag appears. Will you come down the river of mist? Will I go when I know
the wind through the heather 'neath the harvest moon. It's the wheat fields at daybreak and the shadow I've been, and the lies that they told us and bound us in. Thank you so much. This next song celebrates the rise of the divine feminine and the rise of human females to take their place in equality, which is happening. This is about a little doll who begins to come to consciousness and notice the bindings and the bondage that are keeping her powerless and compliant. This is called Under the Bell Jar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wise as the lily, pink as a pearl, in laces and ruffles and silk, made long ago to be loved by a girl. Now she's under the bell jar. Her voice is a feather, it tickles your nose. She's porcelain, pretty and pose. Her mouth's painted on in the shape of a rose, and she's under the bell jar. And something's wrong with her. She said She's queen of all days. She's the flight of the white bird. Blood red are her slippers, blood red are my screams. I'm missing my mother, the wind. My body's aching, branded and prim. Under this spell jar, obscene is my longing to run with the night and feel your skin hot beside mine. There's a scandalous absence of air in my lungs. Under this bell jar, and something's wrong right up about love. So many years of hunger and of thirst. And who will tell her, this daughter of earth, daughter of mine? She's sovereign and white. She is holy, giver of life, roar of the waves. She's queen of all days. She's the flight of the white And is the hammer that shatters the glass, lifting the film from my eyes. I live there so long. I did not realize I was under the gun. Wise as the forest, free as the dance, breathing so deeply I gasp. Once you've remembered, don't ever go back. Under the bell jar, under the bell jar. Are you under the bell jar?
Thank you so much. I also want to mention that this guitar is made by the luthier Manuel Delgado of Delgado Guitars. This is his place. And she's just stunning. And he actually interviewed me to know what my soul wanted, who my allies were. That's why there's all this Celtic symbolism all over with the abalone shell. And she really is my ally. Her name is Bridget, the Celtic goddess. Oh, is that funny? So this song I wrote after a trip to the Carter House in Franklin. So I went home after that trip and I really just wanted to know more about the nurses, about the women who are so often erased from history. So I did some research and I found the story about a Civil War general who was the victor of the day, and he set up camp on a hill overlooking the battlefield. And as night fell, he saw this light moving from place to place. And he went down with his gun at the ready, thinking that it was a scavenger who was stealing from the bodies. And what he found was a nurse who was going from body to body to make sure that there was no soldier out there dying alone in the darkness. So I wrote this song. It's called Angels of the Battlefield. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Watches the battle high in a tree on a windless day. The smoke from the gunfight is burning my eyes, but from my watch I'll not look away. I'll find you by the silence of your crying and freezing. I know the sound of dying. I will hold you, wrap around you, fly you high above this, surround you, see the light rise from those fallen. Hear the bluebirds singing, we are here. The angels of the battlefield. Over the ground, a copperhead slithers, stained with the blood of thousands dead. The white of my apron glows in the dark as I search the field for a single breath. You will breathe your last, but I'll be here. Beyond shadow, beyond fear, I will hold you, wrap around you, fly you high above this, surround you, see the light rise from those fallen. Hear the bluebirds singing, we are here. The angels of the battlefield, the angels of the battlefield, the angels of the battlefield. Thank you so much. We have one more song. Thank you so much, Brian. Thank you, Brian. And Lizzie, thank you so much. So this song is a song I wrote to make amends with my little magical child who used to love to play in the woods and to sing with the trees. And then at some point I said, no, you're not going to sing anymore. And we're not going to play in the woods anymore, and there was no time for that. So when we do that to our little magical ones, they do go away. So I wrote this song to entreat her back to me. and to promise her that I will be kind and I will do what she loves, and I will sing with the trees in the forest and anywhere she wants to sing. This is called Will You Mend? Old forgotten things under lock and key, covered up with years of dust and mystery. First I was afraid to dig up buried bones, to raise this ghost and face her weeping and her moans. Oh, please, my heart, don't leave me. Just a little deeper now, and you're free. I'll wash you clean beneath the willow tree. Will you mend and stay with me? You were my joy, my muse. We sang with oak and pine, and what we built in play was real somewhere in time. Oh, please, my heart, don't leave me. Just a little deeper now, and you're free. I'll wash you clean beneath the willow tree. Will you mend and sing with me? I turned my back, believe the lies. I stole your voice and made you silent. Now I am changed, a safer home I've made for you, a crown, a throne. Wild with the hope, there may yet be time. Through the graveyard comes the bride. Oh, please, my heart, don't leave me. Just a little deeper now, and you're free. I'll wash you clean beneath the willow tree. Will you dream? Will you play? Will you sing? Mend with me.
Thank you. Thank you, Kristen.
Thank you
Thank
so
you, Brian.
much.
Thank you, Lizzie. What talents. Thank you for sharing your heart and your soul with us tonight. Thank you for coming and supporting them and supporting us. And like I said, we want to be a premier listening room on the East Side. So tell your friends, go to our socials, go to YouTube and subscribe and all that stuff. And we'll see you next time. Check out our calendar. We have a show coming up next week with a duo called Tale of Two, and a whole bunch of shows into the future, into the spring. And I'm going to give a little shout outs now too. So I want to thank Tony. Give Tony a hand for man in the sound. And Kylie for coming. She's a Hotshot Studio girl. She's going to be helping out here too. And my Hotshot girls, Ava and Lila. Woo! They're they're doing the live stream and doing the camera and, you know, growing up fast, so we got to put them to work. So anyways, it's a family affair here. I was not joking. So anyway, and support Kristin, get her music, get her merch. If you want a little souvenir, you know, now's the time. Take it home. So is that it? Oh, and thank Bose. Where's the Bose? Thank Bose, because we've got friends at Bose. Yes, you can give them applause. And helping us out with sound and stuff. So we love them too. Anyways, thank you for coming.
Thank you so much. Thank
and
you.
Come out again, because this is a nice little evening, and then you can walk across the street and have a little drinky poo and dinner and date night, you know. So it's easy, you know. Anyways, thank you. Good night.
Bye.
Good night. Woo. Hot cocoa on the way out.